Alright, Panda Gang, welcome back to Attribution USA. We're playing Teddy Roosevelt Rough Rider. And here's where we left off. We got the east coast, the southeast under our control, except for Cartagena down here. Now it's got walls. I need to raise this place to the ground. Luckily, I think I'll be able to get a catapult sitting here on the sugar. We're doing well on the mainland other than that though. Philadelphia, Baltimore. I need to look into changing that name as well as this one up here. But these huge American plains, a ton of that under our control. And I can see the Aztecs have got a couple cities between us and the Western Mountains. I guess those would be the Rocky Mountains. They are quite rocky, my friend. Anyways, trying to explore as much of that as I can with my war cart. And I think they'll be the next on our list when it comes to aggression. But we're definitely starting out here with Cartagena. If we look at continent, it seems to me that Cartagena is still on North America, which means we should get that bonus. What's that? +4 or +5 combat strength on our home continent. I'm going to go into walls across the board too. Just one level gives you a good bit of peace of mind, especially if we go after someone like the Aztecs. Because if they just skirt by my New Orleans, Baltimore cities with the walls, go into a place like Philadelphia and raise it to the ground, well then your game's pretty much over. Like, that's a huge setback. And something like Washington, I'll wait for the library to finish up, but I want walls there too, because when we go after the Colombians, I'm sure they'll have some naval forces, and Washington's right there on the coast. Same situation, they can come through, raise your capital to the ground, and that's a massive setback you probably won't come back from. We're going to secure this niter, figure out if we can start harvesting some of that, and then go off to cartography, get the caravels because they're strong, and that means our units can navigate ocean tiles. That'll be key for some era score, because loyalty is always a problem. After that, the frigate. And that's what we need the niter for, man. And that is how we're going to knock down these walls here in Cartagena. Not just with a single catapult, but we're going to need further artillery as well. Oh, dude, I was supposed to change it to civil services so that I could keep working with these limes. I'm going to have to leave those in there. And I'm happy keeping the rest too. That just means I have to go to a civic that is kind of short. Like theology. Okay, thank goodness we have theology. We can just kill into that quickly. Philadelphia, okay, 2 turns and then 3 turns in Washington. We'll be able to keep that 100% bonus towards defensive buildings. And look at this. The Aztecs have vacated this nice farm spot. I'm going to get a triangle here. And then Peep, Keek, Isis. No, that's not how we do that. Anyways, we'll swap these 2 tiles. And now we'll actually have a food tile that this city can work. Right now, it's just doing these big production tiles, which aren't bad at all. But I want it to grow, too. So we've done a little rebrand here. Philadelphia is now Cincinnati. Makes a little bit more sense by the Great Lakes. Minneapolis nearby as well, and then Winnipeg up here to the north for you Americans. Us Canadians know about the Winnipeg Jets hockey team. And with this city, I'd say being firmly in today's Canadian territory, that's the most appropriate. Wow, another drought in the Cree lands. These guys cannot catch a break. This has just been the worst bit of land you could have in the whole map, and they've had that. That's pretty much all their space this whole game, other than tundra and snow. Luckily for us, we're just south of that, and we can get a farm triangle here, which can go over to Winnipeg. Alright, we're going to tell you to focus this and get on the growing. The city's building an industrial zone because we're near the iron, we're near the horses, but really its industrial potential is pretty high already. Look at all these 4 yield tiles. So a place like Minneapolis, Cincinnati, these cities need an industrial zone because they are super food heavy. The ratio is just absolutely insane. I guess the same goes for New Orleans and the future city of Miami, but those can at least, they can work the coast tiles, we can get a shipyard, and get some production out of that. Cincinnati now completing its walls. We have the option to put down a new district. I'm thinking industrial zone after that little rant I went on. But where's the best place to put something like that? We've got a crazy good tile here. I want it to be down south here by New Orleans and future Miami. We got to save these tiles for those cities. They don't have that many tiles. I'm thinking this last little triangle up here would be good. Let's see how close that is to our other city. So if we place it down right here, I'll put down attack. We want to measure just how close that is to our other cities. So something like Winnipeg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Check mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to New Orleans. Miami will be a bit too far away, but what about Washington? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's a really good spot for an industrial zone. And even if we put one next to it, like maybe on this tile right here, I'll put another tack down for that because then we have the optionality to do that with Minneapolis or with Cincinnati or even both. I definitely see myself finishing off the farm triangle here just because I've got some wheat. And I really like my wheat. But those 2 industrial zone tiles are up for grabs. These 2 right here, they're honestly up for grabs too, because we'll be able to maintain our triangles elsewhere. Oh wow, and if I even go to Texas down here, they're both in range. What about this other city? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At least this bottom one is. Okay, let's go ahead and place one down here. That'll be 12 turns. I'm not going to go to that just yet. I want a university ASAP, but having put that down, I now lock in the price on it. So far, I've not found any traces of a Colombian Navy, but I'm going to keep scouting around. I just want to know in case if I need to be afraid of any counterattacks or someone messing with me while I try to siege down Cartagena. World Congress, the first one is about making military units way cheaper. I would really like that. Buildings in a district, more expensive. Oh, more production, huh? Let's go with the campus, maybe. That one I'm just taking a guess at what everyone's gonna want. Maybe get myself one of these diplomatic victory points. Oh, and look at that, 100% production towards city center buildings and half price units with gold. Cincinnati getting me an era score right now? Is that serious? It hit 10 population. Oh my goodness, I guess Minneapolis is next too. These cities are huge. Commercial hub finished in Minneapolis. We're gonna go market, get ourselves a trade route. I've got an envoy, but I'm gonna save that until I get myself a trade route to La Venta. And then I'm gonna pump those guys absolutely full with envoys, take suzerainty, and use them against the Colombians, and then later the Aztecs, whatever I need. They're in a great location. Oh, look at this, the other city-state. They're just walking around with a settler. They don't know what to do, but they're still giving me bonuses, so that's cool. Okay, I'm seeing now the next era starts in just 10 turns, and I'm 3 era score off getting a normal age. Now let me do a quick loyalty check here. Gaining at 21, gaining at 8, gaining at 16. And this gaining at 8, it doesn't have any governor. Winnipeg, what about you? Gaining at 2.4. Winnipeg could be a little issue, but I do have crazy population. That said, Texas down here, massive population too. I would really love to get, not in a dark age, but it's a little easier said than done. Anyways, we'll see what we can get. Maybe suzerainty will help us possibly finishing off this industrial zone in Winnipeg. 13 turns away. Bit too far, but I'm thinking this ought to be a great time for city center buildings. Let me get a granary in Washington. With this military engineering too, I get the trebuchet. I want to see just how expensive that is to buy, so I'm going to be buying them. All right, I'm going to put them in my city here, Minneapolis. I can shoot down at Texas, and I can throw it down here on the sugars next to Cartagena. It's going to be important to grab some niter on top of all that. And government change. Okay, production towards defensive buildings. I think we got walls in all the cities. Is that right? It is. Next up, maybe we need more builders. I think we do. But the thing is, will anyone actually be building anything for us in the next, what are we going to go for? Let's go naval tradition. Then we'll get another envoy. But in 6 turns, are we going to build any builders? It doesn't look like it, man. So maybe we can get something else out of this wild card policy. I'm going to go with 2 great general points here in Minneapolis. Yeah, we've got the market. The encampments already juiced up with a stable down here. And all this has got me at 2.3 great general points per turn. Once I get the card, it'll be up to 4.5. Not too close to the people at the top, especially Grand Columbia. Man, those guys get tons of great generals. Like every era, I swear they just get a great general. But we're banking it up. All we really need is 1 good general, and then we can maximize that era, the next era, using their special abilities. And there we are, military engineering. I see a leaf. I see a leaf. New resource discovered. And the niter's already under New Orleans. This is great news. I don't even have to wait on a builder to come out or buy a builder. We just get it straight up. Oh, we got an era score for making a trading post in Canada. That works out really well. And we got the trader back in our lands. Let's put you, well, you go into La Venta. 10 gold. That's pretty sweet. Let me transfer you to New Orleans, though, just so we get this done lickety split. So I said after military engineering. Oh, the knight is actually looking attractive, but I'm going to go cartography. Not many turns out at this point. After that, of course, the frigate. We'll have all our artillery take down this city here. Okay, I'm confused where I got this extra trade route capacity from, but I'm not complaining. I guess we just got 1 at the start, and then the harbor. Right, so I should have bought out a trader a while ago. Oh, interesting. New Orleans can't go to La Venta, but Cincinnati can. In that case, we'll go back to Cincinnati with that trader. Winnipeg, we are going to have you establish a bit of a trading post here. More trader capacity. I'm so confused. I swear I said we could just build one. Anyways, we'll have 1 more trader next turn. I'll put them in Winnipeg. They can go off to one of these Cree cities, get us another trading post, some more era score. And New Orleans, too, now hitting 10 pop. Finished a monument. Only 7.6 production. That's pretty sad. 30 food surplus. Insanity. Let's get some more turns towards the Warlord's throne. I don't think I'll do all 17 this minute, but always a good sync because, I'd like to have that finished before we conquer Cartagena. Washington done there. Granary, so nice when you have double production to city center buildings. I'm tempted to go for a watermill, but I know it's not really worth it. There's There's no wheat, there's no rice in this city. So we'll just get the university, get our science going. Well, people already want my niter, but I need that for frigates. Oh, what? I didn't even realize I had this other niter this whole time. What am I doing? Okay, if I buy a builder, pretty dang expensive, I can buy myself a trader. And I should really get a builder on that ASAP. Who can build me one? Minneapolis? Okay, I feel like you have three turns. Yeah, no worries, you're getting that, buddy. Cincinnati, here you go, you can go to La Venta. Not sure why it wouldn't let me just go straight for New Orleans, but that's cool. Oh, it's already because I have one from New Orleans to La Venta. Right, this is coming back to me now. So let's send the envoy there right away. We'll double check. Yeah, we're all the way up to 6. Trader goes back to New Orleans. This guy's just been going on a trip all over the Americas, and I think we'll go towards the Aztecs. That sounds smart. Oh, a special session of the World Congress. Not for me, just for the special kids, apparently. Ah, it appears the Brazilians have had an emergency placed upon them. Everyone in South America is going to war with them. Good luck, my friends. Naval tradition unlocked. Okay, that's actually a lot of gold we could get out of this naval infrastructure, +6. Also, we can just trade cards, which is awesome right now because I want to get serfdom with that biller that's coming out. And honestly, 6 gold's not as good as 3 science or 5 production. So we'll keep the rest as it is. And finally, I should do this trade route here. I guess the yields aren't that crazy, but at least we'll have the trade route down quickly. And then in Winnipeg, 5 turns or 6 turns, and the 5 turns gives me production. Okay, I'm doing that. Looking at the era progress, I don't think that either of those trade routes are going to help us. We need 2 more era score. Luckily, we have another envoy. Let's send them towards La Venta. We're going to get suzerainty. What's that do for me? Nothing. At least I can see their troops, and they'll join me in a war, probably against these Colombians. Anyways, next civics, divine right, very attractive because in just 8 turns I could get all these policy slots. Whereas if I go for exploration, I have to wait tons of time to get there. So yeah, I'll go divine right. We'll do a quick monarchy detour, but in the end, I do want to get Merchant Republic. That's science, not civics. Whereas a Merchant Republic. This way you get gold and a bunch of economic slots. Also notice this, this little 2 here, it might be hard to see, but diplomatic policies, those aren't diplomatic policies in America. They're just straight wild cards. Man, I'm realizing I have tons of money and I should be spending it before I regret it. Something like this, like the wheat with that bonus I've got. I've really got to grab that. And even these hills I have half a mind to get, although it's too far away from the Aztecs to pick up. They're going to have to get this useless mountain tile first. But this Winnipeg city, man, I see big potential for it once we get the food going, population increasing. Because this city has way more productive potential than these plains breadbasket cities of the middle of America. Oh, wow, look at this. Resources for a work of writing. Now, the thing is, I don't really want to give you niter, but yeah, I'd pay you and give you iron for this. That sounds good to me. Otherwise, I see it pretty hard to do cultural stuff like getting books. And that's going to pay off long term by just getting that +2 culture per turn. Buttress complete. There are a few places I could use a dam. I think there might be some place around here. Nah, it doesn't really look like any of these flood. But anyways, it gets me on to cartography. We don't have 2 harbors. We're not going to have 2 in time. But I finally got my builder in Minneapolis. We'll go build a few things up along the way. Maybe a mine over here. I'm definitely getting a farm for Winnipeg to work, as well as fixing up this wheat to the northwest. And the niter. So it's got lots of work to do. Next up, Minneapolis has got a lot of options. We can go for armory. We can get an industrial zone, even a campus. Just for starters, I'm going to swap over this card. And then are there any non-obvious bonuses I can get? Yeah, these are all just next to the city. Get yourself a nice bonus. Industrial zone. Same sort of thing. +2 if I put it here. But that seems like a waste of a very productive tile. So instead, look, I want a farm triangle here. Put it right next to us. And in doing that exercise, I'm realizing that, oh wait. I do have the iron strategic resource. I couldn't put the industrial zone on down it though, because you can't put districts on strategic resources. That's what was going on. Anyways, we can remove this industrial zone. Maybe we go campus here instead. Keep our options open. But as we mentioned, that'll lock in the industrial zone price at 185 production. I'm gonna go to armory because I plan on buying some units pretty soon, and having a place where, you know, now my units for free just get more experience is pretty clutch. It won't even take Minneapolis' focus off whatever it wants to do. It'll just be like, boom. Got your unit, and we'll send those, well, what'll probably be catapults down here towards the southeast Miami area. Medieval era ends in just 1 turn. We are the suzerain of La Venta. That's great. All this does, though, is give me the colossal heads. So 2 faith, And then 2 faith and 1 faith for a rainforest, which I don't happen to have. Maybe we could get this builder to build one though, and that could give me air score. No! Oh, that's what's going on here in the Aztec lands. I was like, what are these things? These massive skulls. That's of no use to me. And here we go into the Renaissance era, and I'm an absolute bum in a dark age once again. Let's look at my neighbors. Ooh, okay, Aztecs in a heroic age, which is tough because there's this 15 pop, 7 pop, 16 pop city right on my border, so that's going to make things hard for me. Winnipeg falling at 19 per turn. Whoa, what do I do about this? I think nothing, man. I think Winnipeg's a goner. Here in Minneapolis, we can save the city, but wow, Winnipeg is down terribly. So let me get my units out of here. We're going to do the steal all the tiles from your neighbor trick. Swap these both out. That way there'll be the least amount of tiles left over in Winnipeg, but that is super sad that we are going to be losing this city. I think it's pretty well inevitable at this point. And I guess this builder will just have to do some boring building farms here in Minneapolis, which is going to need a governor ASAP. New Orleans gaining at 2.3, Cincinnati gaining at 2.6. And the thing is, we've only got 2 governors, so what the heck are we going to do? Let's take a look at the civics tree. We need a governor right now, okay? Divine right would be great, but we need a governor this second. Let's quickly jump into guilds. Okay, I'm going to have to buy myself out a government change. Now, I got one for free, I guess because the era was turning over. And let's put in a couple loyalty cards here. Limitane and Praetorium. Both of these are going to be helpful. We're just going to have to juggle these guys around as best we can for the next 9 turns. It is what it is. Okay, the city's already lost 7.8, so Reina, you're coming with me. And you're headed up to Minneapolis, just going on a little trip. It looks like dark ages across the board throughout the lands. Too bad we're not, too bad our 16 pop neighbor is the Aztecs with the Golden Age. Monumentality, found a religion spreading, new continents or natural wonders. Actually, I think I would do a bunch of that. And trade routes, let me think here. The monumentality only counts when you construct a new district. And I am getting cartography, which is gonna mean exploration. So let's go with pick Sun Dracones. We're gonna have to get it on these high seas. Now, a lot of my resources will be going towards these Colombians, but we can spare at least like 1 caravel. Go look around elsewhere, right? Now, let's see who's paying up for luxuries. There's 1. Nah, I'm not doing anything for you, Simon Bolivar. We're coming after you. Oh, Aztecs will definitely appreciate my luxuries. And finally, only 7 gold. Maybe we'll wait a second. See if we can purchase some luxuries. Marble. Yeah, I'll take that. Honeys, cocoa, and coffee. I love coffee, dude. Love it. Hey, Winnipeg finished up its industrial zone up here. It is going to flip due to loyalty, but we got some kind of eureka out of that. Civil engineering. Oh, look at this. New Orleans crisis has been averted. It's now grazing at 4.3 per turn. Winnipeg only flowing at 13. Dude, I should not have just abandoned you. My bad. Right, okay, you're going back to Winnipeg. We're going to save this guy. Trust. Get myself a warrior in there. And then Pangala, you are going to come in here and help out my guys in Minneapolis because they also have big population and a decent bit of science and culture. Okay, massive blunder on my part there, fellas. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. This means we can still secure the niter. That makes me very, very happy. Not sure what's up with the weird swings in loyalty pressure. It was -1 last turn. Now it's -4. Very unsure. Gunpowder has been boosted. That's going to be sweet right here, musketmen. But before that, I'm going to need swordsmen and ironworking. But we don't really need that for our naval assault, so I'm just going to ignore that. Minneapolis can now build this industrial zone. Another option, though, is building out military troops. I'm definitely tempted to buy out a lot of these things, because something like a military engineer, you can't get any boosts towards that. Battering ram, you can't get any boosts towards that. So yeah, let's purchase one of these. Let's purchase ourselves a catapult. Where do those live? A trebuchet, in fact. And then finally, I'd like to get, well, we can't do it this turn, but a military engineer would be nice. Build ourselves a fort, put that right on the tip of Miami here. And then we can use the battering ram too to get next to the city and negate this wall factor. Another consideration is upgrading my units, like these warriors, the heavy chariots. Not only do I need to get the science in there, I need to spend the gold. And a big way to reduce your cost of spending gold is getting mercenaries, 50% gold discount on your upgrades. And you can even get this one here too, this other card, 50% resource discount on those unit upgrades. Let me quick get this divine right for 2 turns. Maybe I shouldn't have panicked out of that too. There's a lot of panicking when we got that Dark Age, I'll tell you that much. I want to keep exploring eastward. There was supposed to be some war against the Brazilians, but I'm not seeing too much damage to their cities just yet. Their borders seem to be quite intact. Divine Right achieved monarchy. You're coming in now. +1 housing per level of walls. And dude, I got walls in all my cities. 2 era score out of that. Now I even got military cards, so I can put that guy over there. I can prep for my naval assault also. Okay, I see Washington, just 2 turns to being done. New Orleans. I actually went all the way through with the Warlord's Throne, but we're going to start actually pumping out naval units quite soon. Let me go naval, maritime industries. Yes, so ancient era, classical era naval units, quadriremes. We're going to be getting galleys, just building a ton of those guys. Let's get urban planning back in for production in all cities. And then do I want influence points or to save some gold? I think I'll go with the influence points. Thank you. Checking in on Winnipeg, falling at 4 still. Okay, not looking great. So rebellion in like what? 7 turns. Don't see any cities growing to help this guy out. That said, we just had Reina established in the city, which should give me an extra 2 loyalty actually because I've got this Praetorium card. Although maybe that's encapsulated in other effects. I'm not sure. Either way, we'll go back to guilds. Although mercenaries is nice too. Let's actually go with mercenaries, get 8 land combat units. This way I can upgrade my forces and possibly retake Winnipeg when it flips. Let's get my guys in position to do that. It'll be a good trial run for all my units. Where's this guy? Warrior. Okay, you've got to stay. Provide loyalty pressure. But the trebuchet, you're free to go. And it says 8 land combat units. I've got 1 warrior, 2 warriors, 1, 2, 3, 4 guys here in the middle. So maybe just 1 more unit's what I need. Oh wow, I can straight up buy a man at arms. I did not realize I got the tech for this guy. Where does that live? Oh, apprenticeship. Okay. Gunpowder would be really nice because we have the stirrups on the way too. So let's get cartography. We'll get those naval units, get a bunch of these guys sailing the seas. Although that might be counterproductive because I need Merchant Republic to get 100% production towards those things. So cartography, you wait. We go gunpowder right off the bat. My units get super strong. We take back Winnipeg. And then in the meantime, Washington and New Orleans can pump out a bunch of ancient era sea troops for half the cost. Then we upgrade them for half the cost too with that upgrade card. Here's the crown jewel of Winnipeg though, our niter that got us a rifling bonus. And let me purchase a heavy chariot straight up because in this city we got a stable, so this should be getting more experience and bonus out of that. I want to do 1 more too, so this slinger's got to move. Let's go back to you and we'll get another heavy chariot. Still no 8 land combat units in your military. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's got to be what it is. They're not counting military engineers and battering rams. That is like by far fair. Very fair. Oh, look at that. We got astronomy and printing. How do we get these two? Oh, the university next to the mountain and 2 universities for printing. This astronomy one, absolute funniest tech, dude. All you do is get this 1 wonder. Printing too is like very useless unless you're just a culture man. Which, hey, I am sort of a culture man. In America here, I do all things. Okay, I don't stick to just one. I do all of the things. One of those things is artillery. Trebuchet, boom. Okay, progress towards mercenaries achieved. Knowledge of siege tactics advanced. And yes, we will be using multiple trebuchets. These walls are getting shredded. New governor, okay. So this is still -4 in Winnipeg. For the new governor, do we want to save them for Victor maybe to get even better loyalty bonuses? I don't see any other specific governor that I like, oh man, I gotta have this run right now. Like curator for Pangala, like no promotions, either of these are like super attractive to me. So we'll just bank that governor promotion for now. I'm not sure who that goes towards, and I've got no use in government change. I can sell this though, and Brazil gives me a lot, Canada gives me a lot, and I just remember they're my friend too, which is awesome.
Thanks for watching, Panda Gang. When I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna actually pay for Windows, so make sure to subscribe. Peace.